Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Teresa and my channel name is Craftygrams. This is my neglected big book of junk journal ideas inspired by DJ at Hither and Yon. I have been rambling to myself for about 20 minutes and I have made all of the projects already. So what are we going to do? What I'm going to do is make another one of the one that actually requires a make, and then maybe I will remake the other one. So here's where we're starting. First project was this belly band. It's just sort of a collage of whatever you have on hand, labels, tickets, any kind of whatever. And just glue them together in sort of a collage, and then there you go, belly band. This was the other project, which was just a random piece of paper that I had, and she used the same. She had her own random piece of paper that she cut to 5.5 inches, or hers was 5 1/4. This is 5.5 inches, and then you just use the leftover. We cut it long ways, 5.5 inches. And then the piece that was left over, we cut another 5.5 inches, and then cut the other 5 piece of whatever was left from this, made it into 2 staggered pockets. It's not, nothing complicated about it, nothing difficult. But that was make number 2. And I will show you how the pieces came out. So this was a piece of paper. It was about 11 inches tall, and I don't even know how many inches wide. But this was left over. This strip was left over when I cut this piece off. So now I have these 3 pieces. Make them into pockets in any manner you please, and then hang it over the edge of your page. Now this one I made was too long this way to fit in my preferred size journal, which is 9 by 6. So 6 this way, 9 this way. So I will do this one again. I'm going to cut this so that it's not quite as deep when it hangs on the side of the page. And there are a myriad of ways to add the pockets or tuck spots or whatever you want to do with the sort of the leftover piece after you cut the outside of it. Oh, sorry, bang, bang, boom. Okay, I'm going to start by rounding the corners. I'm not inking anything for this journal because I'm using quite vivid colors that I would not normally use. So, excuse me, this one's going to be a tuck or a pocket or whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to round the corners on one side of it and then make it put a thumb notch in it to make it sort of obvious that it's a pocket. Okay, so this project is best done with either double-sided paper or a couple of contrasting but coordinating pieces of paper. So I'm going to use the opposite side to let the pockets stand out a little bit better. So this is the way I put them on the one that's already in my junk journal. Big book of ideas, but of course you can do it a million different ways. However many ways you can think of, that's how many ways you can arrange this. So I'm gonna round the bottom corners and put thumb notches, and I'm gonna scoot both pieces of pocket to the top, so I do one thumb notch and right, wrong, or indifferent, they're the same. So it won't be as obvious that they're not perfectly centered, because, you know, I don't measure. All right, put that to the side, put you back on the shelf, you two, and start gluing. Right, so as I said, something contrasting, so it's easier to distinguish it. It doesn't just blur into the paper of the booklet. Right, I'm calling this a booklet even though there's really no pages in it. So let's just switch it up. I'll do it this way. I mean, I could, it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter. Just, you know, humor me, because I am a little bit whiffy. And actually, you know, obviously there's no right or wrong way. There's no up or down to that. So I'm going to put this one down this way. I mean, it does kind of make a difference when you put the pockets on. Okay, so I'm going to put that one down that way, and then this one's going to be the purple again, right? Capiche? Capiche. Okay. So that is that. And the other one, the fourth make, involves, wait, no, this is two. The third make involves a something. It involves a junk envelope, junk mail envelope. Just going to put this one in its place because I hope that it fits a little better. And it does. Yay. Yeehaw, yippee-o. And of course, decorate as per your preference in the matter. So this was the junk mail envelope that I just covered with two pieces of, or one piece of this coordinating paper. Only I messed it up because you're supposed to use the envelope flap as a flap over the page. But I glued it shut because I'm brilliant. So I'm going to try and remake that one correctly. Let me just grab another envelope. And I use the yellow envelope. I use this bright yellow envelope because, you know, bright yellow sort of kind of coordinates with the colors of the paper I'm using for this journal. So here we have another piece of paper. We have to cut it to the proper size for the journal. Like this envelope is too long. Sorry, I need a drink of water. Okay, so this envelope is too long to fit on the page. I'm going to cut it down, and it's going to be a pocket here anyway. So I'm just going to pull out my little guillotine, or my little cutter, my paper cutter again. And I'm going to cut it down to the size I want. Again, not measuring, just making sure that it fits in the 8.5 to 9 inch tall page I normally use. This is just a regular 8.5 by 11, so this is 8.5, and that will, yes, fit on a page very nicely. So now I'm going to cut a piece of this to that same size. I'll go ahead and measure as I do. I'm just going to put it here and then put a pencil mark on it to cut it. Like so. Okay, and then I will do the same to decide how wide I need it to be. Since I don't have a window in this envelope, I'm just gonna cover it in a whole, you know, sheet, no actual collaging. Just gonna cut it off. I can't see my pencil mark. There it is. Okay, like that. And let's see. Yeah, I think I'll use the pattern side. I like it better. And then this piece will not cover all of it. So I will take this piece. Oh, this one's sealed shut. Well, that was not a brilliant selection for our purposes here today. Let's see if I can do better. Hold on. Hold on. Humidity in the South. They are all sealed shut. Unintentionally. Dang it. Let me pause while I find something appropriate. Okay, I'm back, and I have found another different colored yellow envelope. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna cover the front of it, and I really need something that's going to go all the way here to close this side of the pocket without needing this to be glued down. So we're going to do a little bit of collage here. So I'm going to put that there, that there. Maybe I'll flip it around a little bit. Anyway, let's get gluing. Let's get to gluing. I'm not inking. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm not inking any of this because it's not vintage, and I don't know. There's too many different colors. I would drive myself crazy trying to match each project, the papers I'm using for each project, to a proper ink color. I would absolutely lose my marbles. Right. Down you go. Like that. And I am going to cut a notch or punch a notch so it's a little more obvious that it is indeed a pocket. Come here, you. Okay. Let me press that down a little bit better. Okay. So that's that. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm going to have to cut some of that off. Must not have been straight. That's what I'm claiming. That's all right. Let's see if I can cut that off without cutting the envelope flap off. See how good this cutter is. Not brilliant. All right, we'll just have to wing it. Do it with scissors. Cut that off so the envelope flap moves freely. Sorry, bear with me. I am clearly not a professional, and I don't really claim to be. Right. There's that. And the envelope flap is still intact. Yay me. Right, so we're going to sort of collage a little bit on the back of this. I think I will do that. Again, I will cut, I'll draw a pencil line. I have to make sure I'm not impeding the folding, because that is going to go over a page. So I'll cut a little bit shorter than the envelope. Cut that there. Shall I glue that side? leave that side showing. And then I can do that. Sure, yeah, why not? I actually could glue this piece on as another pocket, and I think I will do that. Right, so I'm just gluing this piece down. I'm gonna put a thumb notch here. Glue, 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 glue is what I'm trying to say. Glue, glue, glue. Goodness gracious, mercy sakes alive. I am really having issues today. It's okay. I could still have fun. Issues and all. Okay, so I did that totally wrong because I need to leave a little bit of blank there without glue on it. Without glue on it. Without glue on it. So let me get my glue eraser sort of thing. Sorry, I'm shaking everybody and everything. It's just, it's inconvenient. Sorry. A little bit of patience. I have no idea what this is made of, but it is sold as a glue eraser, so. And I don't remember where I got it, Michael's or some such like that. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, whatever. Oops. So I'm gonna glue this flap there. And I'm gonna put a tiny, tiny, narrow bead of glue just to the side, the left side in this case, of the flap crease, so that it does not close the pocket up all the way. Or, yeah. It leaves the pocket open all the way across the width of the envelope, we hope. I'll give that a few minutes to dry and then I'll test my theory. And this I am just going to glue on as a pocket, like that. I will put a bit of glue here so that it catches, and it will narrow my pocket, but it'll be okay. How we did. This still folds really well, so that's a win. Let's see how big my pocket is. Let's get this. Apparently I did not seal it shut, so another win. Yay. Right, let's put this in the big book of junk journal ideas. Put it in correctly. Don't need the paper clip. So this goes in like this. So this can then be a tuck spot over here. All right, so I'm just going to put glue here and here. Again, making sure not to interfere with the seam, the fold, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Right. And then there you have your tuck spot. Okay, and then this was the last make. A big piece of ephemera as a tuck spot. Like that. Those were the 4 makes. So, yeah, so that's that for today. I will collect some information and do the next one. According to her, according to Heather and Jan, her playlist, there's not many more projects to put into this gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? This volume, because there's going to be multiple volumes, because you know people are always coming up with stuff, right? So that's just a placekeeper. I'm going to put this in there because I can. Sweet. I might cut that shorter, but there you go. I'm just kind of flipping through, seeing what some of the ideas are and getting an idea of how many blank pages are left. So, but she, on her channel, she's already into volume 2. So, I don't know. We'll see. I also have some ideas that I want to put in that are not from DJ at Heather and Jan. And so I was hoping I would have some extra space in there. So we shall see how that all plays out. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Bye.